You are a deep-sea salvager, a solitary sentinel in the drowned future, navigating the skeletal remains of a world swallowed by the relentless tide. You stir within the cramped, metallic cocoon of your personal submersible, the persistent, low thrum of its life support system, a familiar, almost comforting lullaby against the immense, silent pressure of the abyss. Your fingers, calloused from years of gripping controls and repairing damaged machinery, move with practiced ease across the worn, illuminated panel before you. The diagnostics flicker green, a reassuring ballet of lights affirming your meticulous maintenance, a silent promise of another day's survival. Beyond the reinforced viewport, an endless inky blackness stretches, a vast liquid void that consumes all light, all hope, all sound. Occasionally, the ghostly flicker of bioluminescent plankton drifts past, like cosmic dust in an alien galaxy, the only ephemeral stars in this profound darkness. Today's objective is routine, a familiar plunge into the submerged districts of what was once Neo-London, a sprawling metropolis now reduced to a mere whisper beneath the waves, a known and relatively safe hunting ground. Your mission: to scavenge for pre-collapse tech, for rare earth metals, for anything that can be repurposed, anything that can keep the flickering lights on in the sparse, isolated surface settlements where humanity desperately clings to existence. The pressure outside is immense, an omnipresent, crushing weight that seeks to reclaim your fragile bubble of life, yet you feel more at home here, in this cold, silent embrace, than on the storm-ravaged, polluted surface. This is your domain, the deep, and its forgotten secrets are your sole livelihood, your reason for being. Your breath mists the viewport for a fleeting moment before clearing, and you nod, a silent, resolute affirmation of readiness. The familiar subtle lurch signals the beginning of your descent, a plunge into the known unknown. As your submersible glides silently downward, a ghost in the current, you pass over the eerie skeletal remains of once proud skyscrapers, their upper floors now mere coral-encrusted stumps, their lower levels swallowed by the eternal night. The occasional strange glow of deep-sea vents paints fleeting, surreal landscapes in your floodlights. Then a faint, almost imperceptible ping registers on your sonar array. It's a whisper against the constant, muffled background noise of the ocean's depths, a sound out of place. You dismiss it at first, your mind rationalizing it as a stray geological anomaly, perhaps a localized pressure wave, or even some new undiscovered species of deep-sea life, a phantom echo in the vastness. But then it repeats, a subtle, rhythmic pulse that doesn't fit any known pattern, any natural phenomenon. It's too regular, too precise, too intentional to be random. You lean closer to the display, your brow furrowing in concentration, your breath held in anticipation. The signal emanates from an astounding depth, far beyond your designated salvage zone, deeper than you usually dare to venture, into the truly uncharted, crushing territory of the abyssal plain. Your route was meticulously planned, every joule of energy accounted for, every potential risk assessed and mitigated. Deviating from it is unprofessional, potentially catastrophic. Yet a primal urge, an explorer's instinct, a siren's call from the profound unknown, tugs relentlessly at you. This isn't just a random blip, it feels like a deliberate call, a beckoning from the deepest, darkest corners of the world. The thought of what might be down there, what forgotten relic or unimaginable discovery could be emitting such a signal, gnaws at your calculated resolve, overriding the logical arguments for caution. Your hand hovers over the navigation controls, a silent, internal battle raging within you. The logical part of your mind screams caution, warns of the countless unseen dangers lurking in the absolute darkness. But the salvager, the seeker of the lost and the hidden, the one who thrives on the edge of the abyss, whispers louder, promising a revelation. You make your choice. With a decisive movement, a silent prayer to the drowned gods, you override the programmed course, recalibrating your descent vectors. The sub's engines hum with a slightly different, more purposeful cadence as you veer off into the black, chasing the faint, insistent, mysterious pulse, a willing moth to an unseen flame. The powerful beams from your sub's floodlights, once piercing and dominant, now quickly become swallowed by the escalating, suffocating gloom. You are plunging into a realm of absolute darkness, a place where the sun's rays will never penetrate, a primeval void where time itself seems to stand still, or perhaps has simply ceased to exist. The pressure outside mounts with every meter of descent, an almost physical weight on your very being, a crushing embrace even within the safety of your reinforced hull. The sub itself begins to groan, a low metallic shriek that reverberates through the cabin, a sound that always sends an involuntary shiver down your spine, despite your decades of experience. Every rivet, every weld, every joint is under immense, unimaginable strain, pushed to its absolute theoretical limits. You monitor the hull integrity readouts with a hawk's eye, your heart thumping a little faster now, a frantic drum against the encroaching silence. Outside, the bioluminescent creatures become more alien, more fantastical, their forms twisting and morphing in the fleeting light, swirling around your vessel like ghostly specters, their ephemeral glows the only breaks in the oppressive, absolute blackness. Some are colossal, their monstrous shapes glimpsed only in fleeting moments, hinting at life forms adapted to this extreme, hostile environment, creatures from a nightmare. You pass over what appear to be ancient, forgotten structures, not natural formations, but vast, eroded remnants of something undeniably built, something impossibly old, impossibly grand. They are not the familiar ruins of human civilization, not the drowned cities you know. These are different. Their geometry unsettling, their scale immense, defying any known architectural principle. The signal, however, grows stronger, pulling you ever deeper, its source now unmistakably clear, a beacon in the void. And then, through the swirling inky darkness, your floodlights catch something truly monumental. It is a colossal non-human edifice, stretching upwards and outwards from the abyssal plain, a mountain of an unknown obsidian-like alloy, its surface strangely smooth, unmarred by the millennia of ocean currents, impossibly pristine. It dwarfs your submersible, dwarfs anything you have ever seen, dwarfs the very concept of scale. It radiates an aura of profound age, of unimaginable power, of a silent, patient watchfulness. You are not just looking at a structure, you are looking at a monument to something utterly alien, something that predates humanity's very conception of time, a relic of a forgotten cosmic epoch. Your sub hovers before the titanic structure, a mere dust motes against its impossible, overwhelming scale. The signal now pulses with an undeniable, almost hypnotic intensity, originating from deep within its unyielding mass. You circle cautiously, your floodlights raking across its smooth, featureless surface, searching for any sign of an ingress, any weakness in its seamless exterior. And then you see it, a massive, arching opening, not a natural breach, but a deliberate entrance, its edges sharp and impossibly precise, as if carved by a light that could cut through anything, a portal to another reality. These are not gates in the conventional sense, but rather a seamless, almost liquid-looking portal, currently a gaping maw into the unknown. It beckons you, a silent, irresistible invitation into the very heart of the unknown, into the belly of the beast. Your hand trembles slightly as you guide the sub through the threshold, the sheer audacity of your actions momentarily overwhelming, a dizzying mix of fear and exhilaration. The moment you cross the invisible boundary, the oppressive pressure outside seems to lessen, replaced by a strange, ethereal calm within, an almost breathable stillness. The silence inside is absolute, a profound, heavy stillness that feels even more crushing than the ocean's weight. Your floodlights cut through the pervasive gloom, revealing vast, incomprehensibly large halls stretching into the distance, their colossal ceilings lost in the impenetrable darkness above. The architecture defies all known principles of engineering. Impossible angles meet in graceful organic curves, flowing forms merge seamlessly with crystalline structures of unknown composition. It is beautiful in a terrifying alien way, a symphony of impossible design. Along the walls, colossal consoles hum with a dormant power, intricate glyphs and symbols etched into their surfaces, shimmering faintly with an inner light in your beams. You pass by massive, inert machinery, silent and still, their purpose utterly beyond your comprehension, their scale hinting at functions that would warp your understanding of technology. This place is a tomb, a temple, a sleeping leviathan of forgotten technology. You are moving through the forgotten dreams of a civilization that existed long before the first human walked the earth, a ghost in a cosmic machine. Every shadow seems to hold a secret, every polished surface a story untold, waiting to be deciphered. You move deeper, the sheer, mind-bending scale of the place, making your small submersible feel like a microscopic dust motes in a cosmic cathedral, an intruder in a sacred space. The air, or whatever gaseous mixture fills these halls, feels strangely inert, clean, as if time itself has been suspended here, preserving everything in an eternal moment. As you venture further into the labyrinthine depths of the alien complex, a low, resonant thrum begins to vibrate through your sub's hull. It starts subtly, a barely perceptible tremor, but quickly escalates into a deep, pervasive hum that seems to shake the very foundations of the colossal structure, vibrating through your bones. Then, without warning, the entire complex awakens. Lights, dormant for millennia, flicker to life with an almost organic pulse, casting an eerie, otherworldly glow across the vast, colossal halls. They are not the harsh, sterile lights you are accustomed to, but soft, pulsating bioluminescent veins that trace intricate living patterns across the walls and ceilings, illuminating previously hidden details of the unearthly architecture, revealing glyphs and symbols that seem to shift and writhe. Mechanisms silent for eons begin to whir and click, a symphony of alien engineering stirring from its long, profound slumber, a mechanical awakening. Massive panels slide open with a hiss, revealing intricate networks of conduits and glowing energy pathways, pulsing with an unknown power. You realize with a sickening, gut-wrenching jolt that you have not just found a ruin. You have stumbled into a sleeping giant, a colossal entity, and your presence, your curious intrusion, has been the unwitting trigger, the spark that ignited its ancient heart. Your insatiable curiosity has awakened something profound, something ancient, something unimaginably powerful. A sudden, violent, concussive force rocks your submersible. Alarms blare, a cacophony of piercing red warning lights flashing across your dashboard, assaulting your senses. A massive unseen force has struck you, tearing through the reinforced hull with terrifying, effortless ease, as if it were paper. The pressure alarm screams its dire warning, a relentless shriek of impending doom, as critical system failures cascade across your screens. A digital death knell. You've activated an ancient defense system, or perhaps far worse, you've roused a sentinel, a guardian of this forgotten place, a protector of its deepest secrets. Water begins to ingress into the aft compartment, a chilling, relentless torrent that signals impending catastrophe. Your subliss violently, controls unresponsive, dead in your hands. You desperately try to engage the emergency thrusters, but they sputter and die, choked by the rising water and failing power. The way you came in, the massive entrance, now shimmers and begins to close, the liquid-like portal sealing itself with terrifying finality, an impenetrable barrier slamming shut. You are trapped, deep within an awakening alien machine, your vessel crippled, your escape route severed, sealed in a metal coffin. Panic, cold and absolute, begins to set in, threatening to consume you, to overwhelm your last vestiges of control. The air in your failing submersible grows thick with the acrid smell of ozone, the metallic tang of fear, and the rising stench of dread. You fight against the rising, suffocating panic, your years of training kicking in, a desperate, primal attempt to override the instinct to simply give up, to succumb to the inevitable. The water level in the aft section is rising rapidly, a cold, dark tide threatening to short out vital systems, to snuff out your last hope. You slam your fist on the auxiliary power conduit, a futile gesture, hoping to jolt something back to life, anything that might offer a chance. the sub groans again, a mournful, metallic death rattle. As more internal bulkheads begin to buckle under the immense strain, the structure itself tearing itself apart. The alien complex around you is now fully, terrifyingly awake, a hostile, sentient entity. Automated defenses, previously unseen, activate with deadly, silent precision. Energy beams, silent and swift, crisscross the vast halls, vaporizing sections of the unearthly architecture, causing colossal chunks of the structure to collapse into the abyssal waters that are slowly, relentlessly flooding the complex, turning it into a watery grave. You are